It is day number 122 of the self-quarantine today here in Los Angeles. As you can see, I'm outside at this very moment. The reason why, because it's very hot. For the past few days, we've been experiencing nothing but heat wave. High 90s. Today was low 90s, but it didn't help at all. It was still very hot even inside my house. Again, I don't have any AC. I have all the windows open and nothing but fans blowing on. But right now there's a nice breeze coming in from the west, from the ocean side to now, and it feels great. And that's why I'm doing this video at this very moment. But going on to more important news, breaking news that happened earlier today. This came out from Sacramento, the state capital. Governor Newsom, the governor of California, announced an executive order of a major reopening rollback in attempt to control the COVID-19 spread or spike that has been happening for the past few weeks. Like I said before, ever since the Memorial Day weekend and then 4th of July weekend and then the protests that were happening and then the people not following the guidelines plus the businesses that were not following the guidelines, this was going to happen sooner or later. He said that effective immediately today, California is closing indoor businesses operations statewide. And these are the businesses that are included in this mandate. It says dine-in restaurants, wineries, and tasting rooms, movie theaters, family entertainment centers, zoos and museums, card rooms, bars must close all operations. And then also in that, he said that closing indoor operations in the county, all over, all the counties in California, it's going to be monitored for the next 3 days. It says fitness centers, places of worship like churches, offices, for non-critical sectors, personal care services, hair salons, barbershops, and malls. So those are the ones that are going to be closing sooner rather than later during this governor mandate. So, like I said, it's been a very, very tough couple of weeks in Los Angeles and all the state of California with all these major spikes that have been happening. And there was no other way. There was no choice. People are not listening. People are not taking it seriously. Los Angeles right now is the epicenter of California's coronavirus spikes. So there was no other choice. And not just in Los Angeles, but now we're seeing other places where the hospitals are being overwhelmed. And there is not enough hospital beds, ICUs, ventilators, like you name it. And right now, this is a very critical moment in which we all have to do our part to combat the COVID-19 virus, not just here in Los Angeles, but also all over California. Moreover, if you remember last week when I talked about a program for Angelenos who need help paying their rent, the program starts today. So if you go to the link that is shown at this very moment, it's the Los Angeles Rent Relief Program, which opens today, like I said. And if you fall under those 4 criterias, you can start doing that application online or over the phone. And once you do that, you could possibly get some help paying some rent. It's for the people who lost their job or got their hours cut, maybe unemployment haven't kicked in, or maybe unemployment isn't enough, or you have the choice between paying rent or paying for food, or maybe you don't even have the luxury of both. This could be some really good help for those people that need that help. And they should take it at this very moment because it's going to finish this upcoming Friday. So everyone could apply to it if you fall under that criteria, but do it very soon because it's not going to last long. It's only up until this Friday. In addition, there was some breaking news that came from the Los Angeles Unified School District Superintendent, and he was talking about an issue that was in the minds of parents, teachers, and students. And the issue was if schools were going to reopen in the start of the school year. And he responded with this. He said that the school year for the LAUSD was going to start on August 18th. However, all the schools were going to remain closed. There will be no physical classrooms available for teachers, students, or faculty. The schools will remain closed, and that it's going to be only online instruction, online classrooms, online classes, and that is it. The reason why is because he got advice from the medical scientists the medical experts, saying that it's too soon for schools to reopen at this very moment because of the rising spikes of coronavirus cases, and that if the schools were going to reopen, we could actually be looking at a higher spike rate than what we're seeing at this very moment. So he said, until further notice, for the start of the school year, it's going to be only online classes, online classrooms, virtual classrooms only. So it is what it is, but this is going to be a very interesting school year, to say the least. Regarding the coronavirus here in Los Angeles, the number of cases and deaths continue to rise. It's no surprise because Los Angeles still continues to be the epicenter of COVID-19 spikes in the state of California alone. But even though Los Angeles is the epicenter, it's not as bad as other places which are far worse in comparison to California and LA. Take Florida, for example. Florida, in one day alone, this past weekend, it recorded the highest spike in a single day in the state. Over 15,000 were tested positive of COVID-19, meaning that Florida saw the largest spike in a single day than any other state so far during the start of this pandemic. So if Los Angeles doesn't do any changes at this very moment, we could be looking at that situation like Florida. So that's why the governor of California is implementing all of these rollback reopenings, because it's the best decision to do. And like I said before, we have to probably go back to square one and lock everything down until further notice. So that is it for today's video. Another thing I also wanted to add is that the last day to do your taxes is July 15th. It's coming up soon. It's just in a couple of days. If you haven't filed your taxes, this is the last time to do it. They extended it from April 15th for this upcoming July 15th. So do it now. You don't want to be in trouble with the IRS. And also, we're all in this together. We have to do our best to fight COVID-19, since right now it's looking like a very critical situation in LA. And I'll continue to do my fighting, continue to make sure to stay home, have myself covered, disinfect everything, do anything possible to also help my friends stay informed, to keep themselves safe, and also my family members safe as well. So everyone, stay strong, stay safe.